In this next video that I'm recording right now, I'm going to be talking about how to properly type your written assignments. Homer A and Homer B are primarily writing classes, so you're going to have to write. And when you do this, I'm strongly encouraging you to use a word processor and type things. So I'm going to open up my word processor now. There it goes, and I'm opening up a text document. Now, this is an important thing, the word processor. It's a very handy tool. You can now see the word processor there on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and paste some text in there as well. So there we go. Oh, I'm so prepared. Isn't that amazing? Yes, yes, it is. Now, when you type a paper for me, please keep in mind a few rules. First, you must label your paper with the word draft for a draft or final for a final. So for example, let's say this is a draft. So I'm going to put the word draft up at the top. That's pretty clever, I thought. There we go. Okay. I'm going to ask you to turn in both the draft and the final. This is something that I've long done as a teacher. It's a good way for me to assess how well you're revising and editing between the draft and final stages of a paper. When typing a paper, please abide by standard conventions for doing so. Indent each paragraph. You'll notice my paragraphs here are indented. That's indented. That is not indented. Very good. So there, I put the indentation back in. Please make sure you have 1-inch margins on the top, bottom, left, and right. These margins here are not actually 1 inch. If I go to Format, Page, right there, so you can see the margins are not 1 inch. I'm going to change them. No, not 2 inches. I'm going to change them to 1 inch. There we go. I've changed them to 1 inch. I'm going to tell it okay. Outstanding. So there's that. I am already using Times New Roman in a 12 font size. That's one of your two choices. Your other choice is Arial. Same font size, please. Same font size. So if I want to switch over to Arial, that's what Arial looks like. Doesn't matter to me which one. Either one of these are fine. These are the two fonts that are most commonly used for written assignments in schools, and they're also easy for me to read. And that's always important. It's always important that things are easy for your teachers to read. Finally, you need to make sure your paper's double spaced. You can tell this is not double spaced, so I'm going to fix that now by, again, going to Format. But this time I'm going to go to Paragraph, and I'm going to change it to double. There we go. That's double spaced. Isn't that nice? That's much easier to read. It allows me to write comments in between lines where I need to. So that helps a lot. Finally, make use of the tools that come with your word processor, especially spell check. There's no good reason to not use spell check. Now, sometimes spell check has automatic features. You'll notice I did not write paragraph. I wrote paragraph. Get it? Gaff, mistake. Anyways, so in this case, I can just double click the word and then right click on it. Let me rephrase that. I thought it would work automatically. I was mistaken. I'm getting my word processors mixed up. There we go. I clicked on the spell check button up there. See, it gives me the correct spelling. Isn't that nice? I change it. Boom. There we go. Paragraph. That's very handy. Arial's not misspelled. It just doesn't recognize the word. Which brings me to my next point. Spell check is a good tool. It's a great tool to use, but it will not catch all word-related mistakes. And sometimes it will identify things as mistakes that aren't really mistakes, like it does with Arial here. Now, regarding those word-related mistakes that aren't really mistakes, we're going to see examples of a few of those as well. Now, of course, your paper should have your name at the top of the page, as well as the class, the week, and the assignment title. All right, so I'm going to put my name up at the top of the page, and I'm going to pretend that I'm in Homer B Monday, as distinct from Homer B Wednesday, and then I'm going to put a title about how to write a paper. And really, you know, titles should be centered up at the top of the page. That's another nice thing that a word processor will do, is it will center things for you. So that's always fun. I think that's fun. Let's see, what else did I need to go over? Oh, I needed to talk about those word-related mistakes that spell check won't catch. That would include homonyms like the difference between its and its, for example. Neither one of those are misspelled, so keep that in mind. Word processors often have a hard time with unusual names, such as Scylla. Now, in this case, it recognizes that. Let's see if it recognizes Charybdis. Oh, it even recognizes Charybdis. That's exciting. Gosh, well, it didn't recognize Ariel, so there's that example. What else won't spell check catch? It just won't catch if you just use a completely different word. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a homonym. So you know, there's no, well, how do I want to phrase this? There's no excuse to not use spell check, and there's no excuse to not actually proofread your paper. You've got to do both to catch the mistakes. I guess that's really it for this one. For those of you that are, if any of you fall into this category, who are going to insist on handwriting your paper, I will have another video that will talk about what I want you to do if you're going to handwrite your papers. I guess that's it for this one, and I will see you later. Have fun.